We're about to leave Newport in Shropshire on the way to Shrewsbury. We have in front a client on a BMW R1200 GSLC, and what we're looking at is positioning and forwards observation and planning. As we probably now in the 40 mile an hour zone, we can't make much progress. We've got one vehicle in front and the road appears to go round to our left. What ideally you should be doing is positioning towards the centre of the carriageway if it's safe to do so, not only putting himself in any sort of danger. As we come off the left hand bend, you can also see a right hand bend developing and tree line to the left. As you head and put main beam on with looking up to our right, you can see the road appears to go round to the left. So what we want to try and do is position the bike towards the centre of the carriageway, not too close because of oncoming traffic, lose your view, lose your speed, and during obviously the bend itself, just add a little bit of positive power on the throttle. Road appears to descend to our right. Trying to get a good view where the road goes. Now goes to the left. Having gone left, goes right again. You probably can see over the hedgerows some sort of building, some houses. So we might expect possibly housing or village or township. So there could well be a speed restriction. If we try and look past the car in front, we can see in the distance some sort of speed restriction signs. Can't see what they are at present. They could well be 30 or 40. So just checking the mirror, making sure that there's no change in circumstances behind, as we enter a 40 mile an hour zone. Still positioned for safety, trying to get our view ahead. What we're going to do is look towards the vehicle in front to help us out with where the road goes. The road appears to go round to the right. Having gone right, it would appear to go round to the left. So we can still position slightly for a slight deviation in the road from left to right. And then where the road goes next. We've got a good system of telegraph poles and street lighting to the offside and the near side, and the road appears to go round to the left. Still in the 40 mile an hour zone, one vehicle approaching. Appear to approach a crossroads. Always a danger because we've got vehicles from our left and from our right. It is clear. Still maintaining a good view, still maintaining main beam observation skills. We're using the car in front. Good system of street telegraph poles again to our offside and footpaths to the right. No pedestrians at this time. As we go around this left hand bend, we've got another hazard. Looks like some sort of crossroads. We've got a vehicle emerging from the junction. Where's it going? It's gone straight across, so there's no hazard there for us, as the road appears to go round to the left. Trying to take a position towards the centre of the carriageway, not onto the extreme because of oncoming traffic, and trying to get a good view of the road ahead. Road ahead now, you can see some sort of speed restriction, which is now 60 miles an hour coming up. It's not a target, as the road appears to go around to the left. Having gone left, it goes right. Trying to position towards the near side to get your best possible view around the curve, with the power on the BM just on positive, so the throttle is just pulling. They're trying to look ahead now. We've got telegraph poles to our offside, and if we look up the hillside, the road appears to go relatively straight and then looks like it could go round to the right. So at this early stage, think about positioning slightly more to the left to extend your view around the curve. Get the speed right on the approach, and then apply a little bit of power, a little bit of throttle just to get the bike stable. Looking across to our left now, we've got a good system of telegraph poles as the road appears to ascend to our left. Relatively straight. And if you can just about see to the near side, there's a road to the right. Having gone right, it would appear to go left. As you look to your left, you have got a good system of telegraph poles and also the wire between the poles, as well as helping you out with where the road goes. It looks like the road could well descend to the right. I'm looking at the height of the poles, but then that's the next hazard, which is obviously the crossroads. So just bring your speed down a little bit, taking up a central position to maximise safety between the two junctions left and right. As the road goes round to the right, having gone right, goes left. On the approach to the bends, just slightly reduce your speed just to make sure you're happy with the bend itself, and then apply a little positive power so the throttle is just pulling. Road then appears to go round to the right, so position towards the near side with the throttle just pulling, so the bike is just balanced. Looks like the road goes round to the left after this right. There you go, slight left. As it goes left, looks like we've got a tighter right that's coming up. But a good system of telegraph poles still, and we can look over the hedge and trying to work out where the road goes before we get there. So what we used to do this rider, just come back to biking, he used to look at his front wheel a lot, which meant he had no forward planning. Earlier on in the day we managed to get him away from the white line whilst going around right hand bends, so he's now going a little bit deeper into his right handers. Looking over the hedgerow, looks like the road goes round to our left. Bit of positive power, just they're taking up the slack on the throttle, so the bike is just pulling through. Road appears to go relatively straight. Good system of telegraph poles still to the offside. Got a good bend sign that's coming up now, indicating to me that the road could first go round to the right, then to the left. Is the sign correct? There's the right, and there's the left. Just maintain a nice steady flow around the bend, looking for the right hand bend, trying to tuck in a little bit towards the near side to extend your view around the curve, and then looking up in the distance the road appears to go relatively straight, and it looks like in the distance we could have a left hand bend. Trying to get a view across the hedgerow to see if there's anything coming the other way to help us out with the severity of the bend. Good system of telegraph poles still. There's a car approaching, telling us where it's gone. So we're just going to bring the speed down a little bit before we enter the bend, and then a little bit of positive throttle, just the bike just pulling, just on the pull. Where's the road go now? It looks like it descends slightly to the right, with farm buildings to the near side, so a possibility of agricultural vehicles in the area. And there's like a tunnel effect now with the trees above in front of us. Looks like the road could go round to the right. Having gone right, where does it go? Just lose your view, lose your speed. There's the road ahead. Obviously it goes round to the right, to the left. Having looked through the trees, looks like a short section there before it goes right. Having gone right, this starts to ascend. And then this is a good section of road coming up here now. It's starting to open up a little bit, to open fields, and then if you start to look to your left, which the rider's starting to do, you can see early signs of a hairpin left hand bend. As soon as he starts to see that bend, he should be preparing himself. They've got chevrons. Then if he looks across the hedge, you can actually see another right hand hairpin bend in the distance. So although he's going to go around a left hand bend, he's already planning for the right. Road appears to go round to the right, the left, so we're going to tuck in towards the near side, not going too quick because we've got some sort of hazard. Yep, we've got a cyclist, so just make sure everything's safe before proceeding, and then planning for the straight. Having planned for the straight, looks like we could hedgerow. It looks like we've got a right hand bend, and after the right hand bend it could go left. Does it? There we go. There's the left. Having gone left, it continues left. A long sweeping left hand bend. The power just on. Just feeding the power on. Any variation in speed through the bend can be done with the throttle. As the road goes round to the right, so we'll tuck in towards the near side. Lovely ride. Sorry Ian, my apologies. Lovely ride. And then we're just going to find somewhere to park up for a quick debrief. Hope you enjoyed that run. It was done with the GoPro Hero 3, but unfortunately we lost the audio on the way round, so this has been an audio dub once I got back home. Thank you very much for watching.